All right, welcome back, everybody. We are in the battle that we just left off in at Bull Run. As you see, nothing has changed. The only thing that we did notice while we were switching videos was it looks like the rebels have pushed across at the farm ford, so we will need to get some troops over there. Looks like that's Hunter's men. We'll stick them on the attack because they seem to have the numbers, and we'll keep Sherman on the defense. Over here, Richardson is trying to hold. Porter is, it looks like we've taken the ford. Burnside's corps is about to be hit on the back by the Virginia militia. So hopefully we can get the old Vermont organized. We'll get Burnside moved back there to try to rally them up. We do have McClellan working to rally a variety, and we are still attempting to wipe out that artillery that is back there to our rear, or to their rear. We'll move Otis up now that he's reformed. Buford's got 150 men left. We're going to probably take some more losses. We'll check one more time how we're doing. As you see, we currently are not in great shape. Our morale's at 30, but their morale's also not in great shape, only at 34. Casualties were pretty even, so at this point, the reason we're at this possible loss is the victory points. They've got 34 victory points to our very minimal. So we'll go ahead and get started. As you can see, we are still engaged here. Their units are starting to break. I mean, you can see some of their units back here that morale is just shattered. They haven't taken any losses, but they're taking some morale hits. Their artillery pieces. They've still got quite a few, you can see, but we've taken out a good chunk that were back here. If this Vermont cavalry, I know we've been focused on this part of the battle, but this has been the part that seems to be what will turn the tide of the battle one way or the other. Preston, we are going to send charging if it will let us. Into Lane and Boyer's batteries. He's unstable, so he probably won't last very long, but Otis, we're going to send into those batteries. We'll come back shortly. We see here in the center, there's a lot going on. They're rushing reinforcements this direction. And looks like the New Jersey Brigade just broke, while Green's U.S. regiment is attempting to hold them back. Oh good, more batteries right in their front line. So it looks like they've got a whole nother division getting ready to come reinforce the center. But while that's going on, we have taken the right, with the exception of it looks like that trench is all that's left. So we'll put Sherman on the assault, along with Hunter, in an attempt to storm that trench and get across If we can get there, we might be able to get into Henry Hill and take some of the objective back. Looks like our cavalry charge was not successful. We might have taken one battery out over here. Yeah, it looks like we took out maybe one. And they must have gotten wise to it because they're sending Sims's brigade to that position. We'll wait till most of that cavalry gets reformed and we will send them back again. And keep just trying to punch through whatever we can. The Iron Brigade broke. That's awesome. Looks like we captured the Orphan Brigade. I'm not sure where they were at. Oh, looks like Hunter's men and Sherman's men captured the Orphan Brigade. So that'll be a hit for their army. Howard's men are also going to get put on the assault. Hopefully we storm this trench. We're going to have to switch Porter to screen, so maybe he'll fall back. They just did all that fighting to get across the creek. And now we're going to have to fall back. Richardson, Hancock, Porter, all of them are going to be falling back because they're not in good shape right now. Buford's 150 men. Sturgis is 700 men. What else we got here? Pleasanton with his 370. Altogether, we got right about 1,000 men going to get ready to go after some more artillery. They have gotten into position into the center very quickly. Got to give Sidney Johnson some credit for the AI here. He is repositioning troops very quickly and getting them into the fight all throughout the battlefield. We're attempting to fall back across the run. Looks like we're getting there for the most part. We are breaking a little bit along the way. We'll get Howard's men this direction, while Hunter and Sherman hopefully start getting across to whatever brigade is still holding these trenches. There's a couple brigades holding these trenches, it looks like. The VMI Cadets and the 2nd North Carolina. We'll storm it with the Marines and a U.S. Infantry Battalion from Sykes to get across and storm those trenches. Again, the big piece here is if we can take those trenches, we can make a push. Oh no. They're coming to this flank. We get Blinker pushing across. Schenck pushing across. Oh, it's not who I was picking. Wheaton pushing across. Let's get a variety of men pushing across here while Howard gets prepared to see where we're at over here. Cook, you left one of your guys back here, Cook. It's alright if you get these guys a little more stable, I guess. Let's see. It looks like they are prepared for another cavalry charge into their artillery. They have moved a couple infantry regiments up, Toombs and Cobb, but they're both shattered at this point. So let's see if we can get Cook up here in the flank and throw him on an assault. Why not, Cook? Let's make it happen, man. You got 2,500 men left. Let's just make it happen. I got faith. You're going to turn the entire flank. If he doesn't, oh well. We're sending troops all over the place from McClellan where they're rallying. McClellan's doing a fantastic job getting all these guys to rally quickly. Alright, Cook. Let's have at it, man. Oh no. They pushed across on Howard very quickly. Can we get Davies over here to support? And maybe even Martindale. Couch disintegrated. Man. So the interesting part about this battle is we are getting a variety of units that are just calling it quits. I think it's pure exhaustion on some cases, and morale's not great. Come on, Cook. Punch forward. Punch forward. Even further. I think if we can turn this flank, we're going to put Lane into an attack mode. John Reynolds into an attack. I think if we can turn this flank, the battle will be won. So we are going to go ahead. George Thomas was killed in action. I never got an alert about that, or at least not one that I saw. That's a bummer. Like I said, I do tend to have quite a few generals get shot. Come on, Davies and Martindale, I need help. We whipped Armistead's brigade. Man, there are just brigades going down left and right today. I assume the Marine Corps was the reason for that, since it took me to the Marine Corps. And we're gonna run Stockton to the victory location with Shank to attempt to hold the victory locations. Looks like Sykes broke. Can Davies and Martindale go support Howard? Well. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Looks like Howard is being successful. We're going to send Sherman's Corps, or not Corps, Division, to punch through as best we can. Not sure if it'll be successful. Tyler, we need to reposition to get him to support Howard. I think we're in better shape than we feel like. Or at least better shape than I feel like. I feel like we're any second going to get the notification that we're withdrawing. But it looks like McClellan's overall right now is confident, and well, stable. So it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's also not terrible. The mountain rifles are gonna try to hit some more batteries this direction, as well as some infantry. We've got Carter back, mainly all of his troops back up, so let's go ahead and get him into an attack stance as well. Let's see if we can't collapse this pocket now that we've gotten some of the artillery gone and other parts of it might be out of ammo. Not sure where Cook ended up. His guys are pretty broken. He might be like George Thomas and ended up dead without me knowing. It is kind of frustrating there. George, really good commander in the war. Guess we will not have a Rock of Chickamauga. Alright, looks like Howard was able to hold it off. You go, Howard. And then, looks like Robert Shank listened and is punching directly forward towards the objectives. There are some enemy troops attempting to rally up here. Get after them. Put Franklin on more of an attack stance. See if he can get some orders to Reynolds and whoever's in command of Thomas's division. Let's throw Mansfield on an attack stance also. See if he can get some orders. There's Cook. He did not get killed. A lot of his men dead, but it's okay. and see if he can go rally the rest of them for another push. Come on, Reynolds, you dirty dog. Let's push forward. Oh, they are fording. The Excelsior Brigade is attempting to hold them off. Burnside's corps is in trouble. See if we can get Ayers back to his guns. Come on, Hunter. Get your men up there too. Where's Sherman at? Use McDowell down here to protect the flank. Howard's doing exactly what we need him to do. We still can't find Sherman. Daniel Tyler. Of course, it's always the last place you click. Sherman, let's get him up to the Henry House Hill. And the Stone House, Matthews Hill. All right. Can we close this pocket? If we can close this pocket, I think we will break their morale. If we don't, our morale might break. On sharpshooters. Why are you a sharpshooter in medium range? That doesn't make any sense. Hey, you're one of the best shooters in the country. Yep, let's wait till you can see them. Let's push a little bit here. Thompson's brigade has taken about 50% casualties. No. We just want to shoot at them. We don't want to charge them. Done enough silly charges. Speaking of, here we go, Otis. Back in action. Alright, we are closing that pocket. And they are fording like crazy right now. Man, I am clicking on everybody except the guy I'm trying to click on. There we go. Hunter's men are going to come this way while Sherman's punch. Really, to get to Matthews Hill, Hunter's men are going to go for Henry Hill. If we can get Sykes rallied, that'd be helpful, but if not, we'll live with it. We're going to send these guys back towards their actual bosses and attempt to help hold that bridge. We are punching pretty hard into them right now. No longer charging them with the cavalry. We are punching. We're here to fight. Archer's Brigade. Looks like it's fresh, but does have some broken troops around it and some troops that are getting ready to break near it. Pemberton's only got 30 casualties. They're getting pushed back to that artillery line. Alright, why is McCoon coming back? Push forward! That pocket's starting to collapse on them. Those cavalry units coming in on the flank might be very helpful here. Let's see if we can't get some shots fired here from Otis. I know it's not perfect, guys. I know you guys are exhausted. But we are turning that flank and pushing them back farther and further. Alright, Greg, you're up. Send Fisher forward. Him and Lansing are both going to push Daniel's brigade, while others start trying to regain morale. Let's go over here with Pleasanton, Animal Day, Buford. Let's see how that flanking move is working. Looks like it worked to perfection. McClellan, you're doing a great job. Getting all these troops reformed, and now we've got them in a turkey shoot trying to get back across the ford. Holy cow, look at all those troops breaking. I think we might have them. I think we might have them. I'm expecting to get the enemy is in retreat notification any second now. Probably can't do it while they still have the objective officially. So we'll get Hunter up, we'll get Sherman to his objective. Send Howard to clear up the fords. Buford down to 119 men. He's still firing. Wonder if he counts as one of his 119 men. Pour it into their flank, Buford. Kept coming back for more. They'll, I'm sure, disintegrate after this battle, so let's get everything we can out of those 119 men. A lot of red flashing going on for the enemy. I keep waiting for the notification that they're broke. Haven't had it yet. And there goes Buford. Only 4 men died on top of what we were already at. I guess they could have been wounded. We'll consider it probably dead, based on the position they were in. Alright, Carter, let's push up. All these brigades falling back. Alright, let's see how we're doing on this ford defense. Alright, we'll put Hancock on more of a defense instead of a screen. Same with Porter. Richardson also. We have taken Henry Hill with Hunter's division, and Sherman is moments away from taking Matthews Hill. We'll move Tyler's batteries also up to Henry Hill in case they reform and come for another attack, because that is a large swath of men attempting to rally. And if they do, before the enemy morale breaks entirely, we are in for some trouble. Let's see if we can't get Coulter up here too. We need to upgrade some weapons. A lot of guys with just regular muskets. Holcomb's lead. The Holcomb. Nice. We're out at another. It's Archer's Brigade. Keep rolling up that flank. This could be it. I do see them pulling back quite a bit. As you can see, we're still not going to go into an assault stance with everybody just yet, because that could mess everything up here very quickly. We still do have units breaking as we're going. But it looks like we are getting ready to rout everything that they have. We're going to move Hancock into an attack, along with Porter, once we find him. And we'll go ahead and add Richardson to that. Well, he's still switching to defense, so we'll honor that for right now. Howard, we're going to take to cross and add a flanking attack. Sherman's men just don't want to take the hill. I think if they take the hill, the battle would be over. Let me see. Let's go ahead and check. It looks like they've taken more losses than they can handle, and their morale is at 0. And somehow the battle is not over. So we will start speeding it up. Hope that Sherman just goes ahead and takes this hill. And typically once the objective is taken, that's when the AI will go ahead and let everything be over. Except that's not happening. So I guess we did a really good job to flip their morale to 0 without realizing it. They do have all the objective points, so that could be why that it's still saying the battle is in their favor. It may take a little bit of time for that. In the meantime, we are going to move up and attempt to make sure that they can't assault us tomorrow if this battle does not end. They've broken. I'm not sure what it's waiting on. We're getting a lot of alerts about their brigades leaving the battlefield. So clearly the AI knows that it's taken enough losses that it has nothing left, with 20% compared to their 16 allowed, but I think because we haven't had enough victory points yet, it's going to make the battle continue for a little while. My only hope is that if it goes to nightfall before we can get reformed here, that they just go ahead and pull out of the fight. We're really not trying to engage all of these units. We're just trying to make sure that they kind of keep moving and are not rallying as they go. Because that would just kind of be frustrating that the battle is won. We'll bring you back if something changes, but as of right now, we'll assume that this battle is actually, in fact, won. Alright, so we made it to the end of day. Let's see. Oh, man. Wow. That's frustrating. They've got 30% losses, and we're still in the battle. Their morale's at 15. Why are they not broken? I mean, we're getting alerts about all these groups of theirs that are gone. And yet they've reformed. Alright, so we'll go ahead and also reform because it looks like they're coming. We'll get set up and bring you back. Alright, so show you our setup here. We've got McDowell's cavalry over here. He is going to start trying to go take that supply route and make sure that there is no lingering enemy out that direction. And you see that we've kind of moved everybody into a defensive position. Now, the problem is do we have everybody set to defend? We need to take them off of attack mode and really let them come to us. We moved Mansfield's men, who took a beating. He went from about 12,000 men to just under 9,000, or just over 9,000. So the beating he's taken, we've gone ahead and pulled him back. He's more in charge of guarding our flanks. We've put all of our artillery towards the front lines. Hopefully this is one of those scenarios where the game realizes that the enemy should have been broken already, and they break quickly, but I think it's due to the objective points. If you look at that, 58 to 7. Their morale's under 30. 30% losses. I mean, now we're up to 19% losses, so our ability to get a major victory is non-existent now, but that's okay. I'm okay with not getting a major victory here. I think this felt like it was reasonably a tough battle, and I'm okay calling it a tactical victory and strategic victory rather than a major decisive one. Really, both sides, with the losses that we've taken, the battle should have been over already. We're talking 40,000 casualties in April of 1862. If I stick everybody on defensive mode, they should kick out some skirmishers. I mean, their units are broken as it is. I'm not sure how to fix this. They're marching into us broken. So what I'm hoping is that as we accumulate some victory points, the game will realize that it should be over. Maybe we can get some free shots on some of their men, but I mean, just the casualty numbers alone should end this fight any second. It'd be nice if you shot there, Baker. You got all those guys right in front of you. You see the bar swinging quite heavily to our side because their morale is broken so badly. We will speed it up. We'll bring you back if something changes. We are prepared for a fight, but I'm not sure we're going to get one. Alright, there we have it. I think it just took enough victory points to show that we had the objective, and now we've got them on the run officially, and there you see the final totals. We did take out 250 of 250 guns, so that should solve the problem of their giant marching battery. So we'll see you back in the main screen. And we're back to the main screen. As you see, we did capture about almost 7,000 soldiers. It's just, the numbers are different here. What I like to think is that individual commanders in real life did have times where they just said, you know what, I'm not keeping those guys. So I think that number is more of what makes it to the POW camps, and that number is more of, all right, hey, you 400, don't fight us anymore. You see here, General Thomas died. Looks like Ripley died for the Confederacy. And we'll need to go in and make some adjustments to our army. Army of the Potomac is going to be hurting a little bit. Kind of the numbers we'd like to see here versus what we actually have. We may need to go ahead and start making some new units or making a handful more divisions at this point. Looks like Howard's... We'd like that to be around 8,000. He's at 5. Couch missing, and his brigade is basically non-existent at this point. We'll put Dixon Miles in charge of the remnants of Couch's brigade. Hunter, he's doing alright. Looks like Porter could be in line for potential promotion if needed. Same with Wheaton. We did start based off of some of the commander rules of anybody with 2 stars was promoted if they were a professional. I think we're going to go to 3 from now on. I think that just seems to make things a little bit more linear if everybody's waiting until they have 3 stars to get promoted. We ended up with way too many people with promotions early on. upgrade those guns. So really, you see, Howard's the most understrength here. We may transfer another regular unit over to him after we get done. Porter's pretty understrength. See, what was that number? Richardson's extremely understrength. So we are going to need to go ahead and bring some new units over. It's just a matter of doing some of that recruitment for them and seeing which units are completely wiped out. So it looks like with all of those batteries that we took out, we did get some new guns. I need to replace Thomas. Nobody in his current division is acceptable for that promotion, so we will pull Thomas Wood as the highest ranking unassigned individual. So we'll do some recruitment here momentarily. I like for realism purposes, the only people that are going to get these weapons that are captured should typically only be the units that were engaged in that fight. So we'll only upgrade the weaponry in these units. We will need to check out the Washington department. Whoa. Clicked a little fast there. See, 14 pound. It's not terrible. So there we go. We've got all of that upgraded. We'll go check Department of Washington. See how they're doing. I'm surprised that unit didn't disintegrate with only 115 men. Whatever. It looks like Gibbs was wounded. He's down to just 60 men. So, you see, in general, what we'll do is we'll start transferring. Actually, go ahead and keep those guys as the defense of Washington. Mansfield's got about 9,000 men left. Our understrength divisions, we will go ahead and 5,000 is not terrible. I think we had a couple that were below that. Yeah, Richardson's going to need another brigade. Make sure that it gives us somebody that's from Pennsylvania or is a professional. So that'll go to Rowley. Let's get them some weapons to work with. Hancock's got about 5,000 men. Wood's gonna need another brigade, maybe even two. New York, I'm pretty sure Rush Hawkins is New York, yep. So we'll start there with Wood. We're going to actually go ahead and give him another brigade. This time from Massachusetts. I don't believe Graham is from Massachusetts, so we will replace him with either a professional or a Massachusettsian. Let's see, how's Carter doing on troops? Perfect. And then to supplement some of our other smaller, undersized divisions, like Howard and maybe Porter, Hancock, we will throw a couple of those units from the Department of Washington to supplement them. Yeah, we'll throw Howard there. I'll put Howard at 63. And then Porter and Hancock could use another unit. So we'll stick some of those regiments in there. And then as you see, our cavalry was also damaged pretty badly. But we'll go ahead and keep Department of Washington pretty heavy on cavalry. We don't need giant cavalry units right now. Puts our corps back up to roughly 20,000 across the board. We'll see kind of where we're at troop number wise coming soon. And other than that, we'll see you back here for the next episode. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there.